I'm not going to waste too much time on this one. I do not like this one. Eternals was released in 2021, directed by Chloe Zhao, starring Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, and Brian Tyree Henry, and a few others as well. Um, yeah, I've tried with this movie. I really have. I have tried to see what other people see in this movie, and I just don't get it, I guess. I don't know. Let's go ahead and jump into this review, start off with the good, and granted, there's still a few good things here. First of all, I really, really love Brian Tyree Henry as Phastos. He's easily probably the most likable character of this group of characters. I thought that he had a really good character arc. He gave a really great performance. He had the best emotions out of the group. I just really like Brian Tyree Henry as an actor, and this movie really showcased his talents as well. So thank you, Brian Tyree Henry, for doing everything to save this movie. Next up, Don Lee as Gilgamesh. I really liked him as well. I thought that he brought a sweetness and a humanity to the group. I really wish his character was not killed off because he was, along with Phastos, easily the most likable character in this group. Then Angelina Jolie is Thena. She wasn't bad. I liked her all right. Again, it's probably because she hangs out with Gilgamesh most of the movie that makes her likable. She's with the most likable guy in the group, so just his likableness just rubs off on her, I guess, a little bit. Plus, she's just got an interesting character arc as well, so points there. Aside from those characters, this is a very visually beautiful movie. It's got some really great visual effects, really colorful landscape designs, very, very beautiful to look at. And a couple of the action sequences aren't too bad either. And the score, pretty good. I like the score. Oh, and the design of Arishem the Judge, pretty cool. I liked it. He was a very menacing and imposing presence when he was on screen. I like that design. That's it. On to the bad. I just do not like this movie. First of all, every other Eternal in this movie is either unlikable or forgettable. Gemma Chan is completely forgettable. She's supposed to be the main character. She is so forgettable. Richard Madden is Icarus. Just basic villain character. For those of you who have not seen this movie yet for some reason, so spoiler, he's the villain at the end of the movie, and yeah, didn't like him. I usually love Kumail Nanjiani. He's not that entertaining in this movie. Although I will admit, I did like his personal assistant. He was a pretty fun character. So put him in the good section as well. Karun, fun character. I liked him. Now, I'll tell you, I really, really hated Sprite. I don't want to be too hard on Leah McHugh because she is a kid, but I hated the character of Sprite. She is just absolutely unbearable, unlikable. I don't like this character at all. And the fact that she goes the entire movie whining about everything and then betraying the Eternals at the end, and she's rewarded by getting exactly what she wants. What message are we sending there? I don't like Sprite at all. And I know a lot of people really like this character, but I did not like Barry Keoghan as Druig, whichever. I didn't like this character at all. Barry Keoghan is a very hit or miss actor for me. I loved him in Banshees of Inisherin. I just have not been impressed with anything else he's done, and this is probably his worst performance. So yeah, I did not like Druig. Outside of all the characters, I think that this is honestly just a very boring movie, because most of the movie is just these characters reuniting after being on Earth since the creation of man, and it's told through flashbacks of why this certain character left the group. Oh, we catch up with them in the modern day. Rinse, repeat until the entire team is together. And yeah, I just did not care for any of that. honestly, I probably would have liked it more if it was a Disney Plus series. This movie felt like it needed to be a Disney Plus series with how many characters are introduced here and the story. It should have been more fleshed out in the Disney Plus series. Maybe Moon Knight should have been the movie and this should have been the Disney Plus series. But regardless, you can't change the past. Yeah, I don't care for the story. I hated the quote main villain of this movie, Crow, played by Bill Skarsgård. You wasted Bill Skarsgård on a cheap, generic CGI villain with no memorable dialogue, no memorable scenes. He's dispatched so easily at the end of the movie. After being built up as this big, indestructible threat, Thanos just cuts him to pieces and it's over. I'm like, this was our big bad? What? You wasted Bill Skarsgård on that. And yeah, I like I said, I've tried with this movie. I've tried to like it. I've tried to understand why other people like it. I've seen so many people say, "Oh, I just like how philosophical it is, how intellectual it is." This is not an intellectual movie, okay? This is a movie made to look intellectual to non-intellectual people. I'm not claiming to be an intellectual. I am not an intellectual at all. I'm barely passing my college courses. I can barely hold a conversation with a lot of people. But even I can tell this movie is not intellectual. It wants to be intellectual, but it's just stupid. I'm sorry, this movie is stupid. I do not like this movie. This is easily bottom tier MCU. It's not the worst MCU. I will talk about the worst MCU eventually, but this is definitely bottom 5 for me. So yeah, let's just go ahead on to the final thoughts. I don't like Eternals. I guess I can respect people who do like it, but I don't like it. Eternals is one of my least favorite MCU movies. I always dread rewatching it, and I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Eternals. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you've seen it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.